Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next game in the Demolition League. We're game number 27, and we're at Oakland for the game between the Minnesota Twins and the Oakland A's. This is the final game of their three-game series against each other. And their ballpark effects. And put them in first and foremost. Not going to do weather today. I'll just do ballpark effects. 1 to 5 and 1 to 8 will be the singles here in Oakland. And 1 to 2 for home runs, both left and right. All right. Hello, Philip. Good to see you. So, as usual, the score sheet is not filled out because we don't know about rest rolls. So the first order of business is to do the rest rolls. Now, from the previous game, Seth Brown from Oakland was injured for 5 games, so he is going to be missed, and Miguel Andujar was added to the Oakland A's roster. So if the left field comes up for Oakland, there will be no rest required because Brown started left field, and he's obviously injured, so he does not need to rest. But we're going to start out with Minnesota. Roll the D6. We get a 6, so it's center field, catcher, and third base for Minnesota. So look and see who played those positions in the previous game. Jeffers may need to rest because he played as the catcher. He's got 444 at-bats, or plate appearances, 444 plate appearances. So that means a 1 to 15, he's got to rest. 16 or higher, he can stay in. 16, he can stay in. Wow, he just did do it. He just did make it. They may end up having him to DH. I don't know, but he does not need rest. All right, we got center fielder and third base. So center fielder is Buxton in the previous game. Buxton had 375 plate appearances, so he most likely will need to rest. Has to roll a 20 to stay in the game. He does not, so that means Buxton for Minnesota will need to rest, and that means Minnesota will need a new center fielder and a new leadoff man. So that's kind of a big blow for them. And then final position is third base. Third baseman was Castro. So we'll see if Castro has enough at bats or whether he has to rest. He's got 609 plate appearances. So anything over 600, he never has to rest. So the only one that has to rest for the Twins is Castro. Now we'll do the same thing for Oakland. Roll their D6. That's a 3. So it's second base, catcher, and left field. Well, the catcher in the previous game was McCann, and I know he does not have enough at bats because he's the backup catcher. So that means Langoliers will be back in catching anyway. So, yeah, McCann has to rest. So that's a given. McCann will be resting for Oakland. And let's see, that also leaves second base and left field. Second base was Schumann. He most likely will have to rest. 390, that's 443 for plate appearances, which means 1 to 15, he has to rest. And he does, so Schumann will have to rest for Oakland. I do with this card, just had it. So Schumann. I just had that card in front of me. Now I can't find it because I'm not sure how to spell Schumann. It's around here somewhere. Don't know. Oh, I put it up here on top. That's why I couldn't find it. All right, so Chuemann. He has to rest. And the final check is on the left fielder. And the left fielder was Brown, who was injured, so he doesn't. So that means Andujar does not have to rest. So the two guys have to rest for Oakland are McCann and Schumann, and Buxton has to rest for Minnesota. Starting pitchers are Joe Ryan and Joey Estes. They're both right-handers, so we're making lineups based on right-handers. Hello, Chuck. Good to see you. So we're going to make these lineups based on the right-handers and the rest rolls. So the big thing for the Twins making their lineup is that Buxton has to rest. And that's going to be a little bit of a finagling to figure out who to put in as the leadoff man. Let's see what they're going to do here for leadoff. Since Buxton has to rest, they will, and it's got to find center fielder too. That's the other part. Let's see who can play center field. Several can play center field. None of them can play it well. That's the problem. They're all like fours in center field. No matter who I look at in center field, they're all fours. All the options are fours. So that's not good. So they're going to go Willie Castro leading off in center field. He's a 4, same as everybody else. So it's a good time to go ahead and put him in center field. And he is a 4 E7, 4 with a -2 arm and an E7. And he runs at a 15. All right, batting second. They will have, boy, who they want to bat second? They're going to have Trevor Larnach, and he will be in left field. He is in left field, and he's a 4-0 E1, running at an 11. Carlos Correa at short will hit third. He's a 1 E10 and a 12. Carlos Santana at first base will bat cleanup. He's a 1 E5 with an 11. Then Max Kepler will be in right field. He is a 2 -2 E0, running at a 12. So that takes care of all the outfielders. So now we are looking at who else we might be able to use. Looks like they will go with. They're going to go with Jeffers, the DH. They're going to let him DH in this one, and have Vasquez catch. So Jeffers, the DH. He's an 11. And then they're going to have Jose Miranda play third base. Third baseman. He is a 4 E14, running at a 10. Kyle Farmer will play second base. And he is a 3 E8 with a 12. And Christian Vasquez, the catcher, batting ninth. His T rating is a 6. A 0 pass ball. Runs at a 9, and defensively 2-0 E2. All right, so the Twins lineup is complete. Got them all set. Now we need to do the Oakland A's. All right, so Ryan is the right-hander, and again, McCann and Schumann had to rest. So Lawrence Butler will lead off and play right field. So realistically for Oakland, their lineup is not really affected too much because McCann was going to rest anyway or not play anyway because Langoliers was going to play. Schumann may have played, may not have. So it's certainly not having the impact that the Twins have losing Buxton. Of course, Buxton will be eligible after the 7th or at the 7th inning to come in and play again if he likes. Let's see, batting second. The A's just don't have a whole lot offensively. I can tell you that you are reaching when you go to the A's. We go to J.J. Bleday in center field. And he's a 4 -2 E6. And he runs at a 12. All right, we're going to have Langoliers, the catcher. He will hit third. His T rating is a 6. And he's a PB1. Runs at an 11. 4 -2 E1. All right, so that takes care of the Langoliers. And now we need a fourth place hitter, a cleanup hitter. And that's going to be the designated hitter, Brent Rooker. And he will be a 13 running. Batting fifth, they will go with boy, who do you go with here? They're going to go with left fielder Miguel Andujar. They just called up to replace Seth Brown, so it's going to be Andujar. He's a 4 -2 E5, former Yankee. And then we're going to have Abraham Toro at third base, 4 E17. I'm kind of learning these players, but there's still a lot about these players I don't know. I'm hoping by the end of this I will know them very well. Let's see. Coming up now, we need a first baseman, second baseman, and shortstop. Okay. First baseman, they will go with, you know what? They're going to go with Ryan Noda at first base. And he is a 3 E13 with an 11. All right. Second base, we're going to have Daryl Hernandez, I guess is how you pronounce it. Daryl Hernandez at second base, 4 E27, 13. And then Nick Allen will be the shortstop, batting ninth. And Nick Allen is a 1 E36 with a 14. All right, so that's all set. Lineups are now set and ready to go. And what I decided to do when I do these now is, since it's taken me time to put these in to the score sheet, I'm not going to take the time to score the game on the computer. I'm going to score the game on the computer probably tomorrow morning after this is done. But I will have the Strat computer up to give stats, but I won't score the game. I'm just going to score it on the score pad. All right, so hello, Sean. Good to see you. We will fire up the Strat-O-Matic computer and get these statistics for each team. Starting with Oakland. And I believe this is Estes' first appearance. I think it's his first start. I don't believe he's pitched yet. Or has he? Estes. Nope, this will be his first outing, so he has no stats. On the 24 season, he was 7-9 with a 5.01 ERA and 24 starts. So Joey Estes is your starting pitcher. And now we'll get the Minnesota lineup and get their stats going. For the Twins, leading off Willie Castro, and Castro is hitting 176, no homers and a run driven in. He is 3 for 17. Switch hitter playing center field for the first time this season. And we're underway. 4-8. Switch hitter batting left is a base on balls. And we're plagued with walks again in the 24 season. Hope that's not a theme for this thing. We shall see. Estes is a -2. Forgot to do the whole -2. And Langoliers is a -2. It's a -4 should the Twins decide to try to run. So that's going to bring him down to a 1-9. So they will not try anything there. Vasquez is a 0. Ryan's a 0. So his hold is a 0. All right. So Trevor Larnach, the left fielder, is up. Larnach, and we need the Haddock roll, of course. Nothing happening. Larnach, he's 0 for 2. He's played one game. He's 0 for 2. 4-9, and that's a split chance. 1-2 is a single. That's a 15. He lines it to second, where it's hauled in by Hernandez, and there's one away. And old habits die hard. I reached over to the computer and tried to score the game. That's just what I needed to do, right? So no harm, no foul there. Just there's nothing there to score. All right. So here is Correa. Correa on the replay is hitting 421. He's 8 out of 19, a homer and 4 driven in. So he's off to a good start for the Twins. 2-11, and that's a ground ball first base C. Grounder to Noda, who flips to Estes covering, and Castro will take third base. That will take us to the cleanup man, Carlos Santana. He's hitting .294, 5 out of 17. No homers and 1 driven in. Castro in scoring position. That's a 1-9, and that's a strikeout. Santana out on strikes to end the inning. So Estes pitches a shutout first inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Minnesota nothing. Oakland coming to bat. Tabby's right down at my feet, so hopefully she will behave. I don't need any problems there if I can avoid it. So stepping to the plate, or stepping to the rubber, is Joe Ryan. We'll get the numbers on Ryan. He won his only start. He started once, won 6 innings, gave up no runs, so his ERA is 0. So he's 1-0 with an ERA of 0. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts. About as good as you can do for an opening day start or first-time start. Now start number 2. That start was against the Marlins, so now he gets to start against the Oakland A's, maybe a little bit better hitting team. We shall see. Leading off is Lawrence Butler, the right fielder. And Butler on the replay is hitting .222. He's 4 out of 18 with 1 homer and 1 run driven in. Left-handed batter, 5-5, and that is a strikeout for Joe Ryan. And that'll bring up J.J. Bleday, the center fielder. He's had a really rough time. He's 0 for 15. He does not have a hit yet, 0 for 15. And struck out 3 times, no walks, no nothing. Looking to get on base for the first time, 3-8, and he won't do it. He strikes out here. So Ryan with strikeout number 2 takes care of Bleday. 2 down for Shea Langeliers. Langeliers is hitting 100. He's 110. That hit was a double. No homers and 1 run driven in. 212, and that's a ballpark blast, but it's only a 2, and the double dies a 3, so he can't even catch a break in his own ballpark. That'll be a deep fly to left, and it's 1-2-3 go the A's here in the first. Interesting to see what all these game companies do with Oakland, or do with the A's next year. They call them Sacramento, they call them Vegas, they just call them the Athletics, although that's the team name, so that might be, you might need permission for that. So I don't know how they're going to handle that, but we'll find out. All right. Max Kepler, the batter. Kepler on the season replay. Kepler is hitting .250. He's 2 out of 8. No homers or runs driven in. It's a 2-6 for Kepler, and that's a base hit. Leadoff single for Kepler. No threat to run. That'll bring up Ryan Jeffers, the designated hitter. Normally the catcher also. He's hitting a .182, 4 out of 22. Does have 3 home runs and 4 runs batted in. So 3 of his 4 hits have been home runs. 1 chance for a wild pitch on Estes, which is a 4. Does no wild pitch. Langeliers blocks it. Jeffers will swing. 6-9. Estes' injury chance is 6-12. So 6-9's okay. Ground ball shortstop A. It's a 6-4-3 double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Mr. Estes. 2 up, 2 down for Jose Miranda. Miranda hitting 200. He's 2 for 10. Does have a triple. No runs batted in. 4-2 right-handed, and that's a ballpark blast. But again, 1-2, and that's not going to be nearly close enough. He flies to left, and that will take care of it. Twins go down in order after the double play. They face the minimum, not necessarily down in order, but he faces the minimum 3 batters. And now Brent Rooker, the designated hitter, will be up for the Oakland A's. And on the replay, Rooker, one of Oakland's better hitters, hitting .389, 7 out of 18. Does have a triple and a homer and 2 runs batted in. 6-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. His injury is 6-11. Those ground ball second base X, that's Farmer. He's a 3-E-8. Oops, that didn't even go through. Let's redo this. 3-8. didn't go through again. What's up with this thing being held up here? Why is it getting stuck up there? There we go. 3 and 8. 3 and a 13 should be just fine. 3 and a 13 for Farmer. 3 and a 13 is a G2. That's good enough. That's a 10. And there's no errors on the 10, almost never, especially on the E8. Definitely no 10. So it's good play for Farmer. He will take care of Rooker. 1 away. Brings up Miguel Andujar, or as when he was with the Yankees, I think they called him Andujar. There was an emphasis on that U, I think. Anyway, Andujar is 1 for 4, hitting 250. 4-6, and that's a strikeout for Ryan. That is his third. 2 up, 2 down, brings up Abraham Toro. Toro is hitting a .182, 2 out of 11. One of those 2 hits was a home run. He does have 3 runs batted in. 5-5, switch hitter, batting left is another strikeout. Ryan 4 strikeouts in 2 innings, and he is shutting down the A's like nobody's business. We go to the third, no score. Miranda will be the leadoff man, followed by, Farmer will be the leadoff man, followed by Vasquez and Castro. So Kyle Farmer on the replay is hitting 143. He's 2 out of 14. No homers and no runs driven in. 3-11 against the right-hander. Pops it up to Noda at first base. 1 away. For Christian Vasquez, the catcher. Vasquez is hitting .333. He's 2 out of 6. No homers and 1 driven in. It's a 4-7, and that's a strikeout for Estes. That is his second strikeout. 2 down, back to the top of the order for Willie Castro. So Castro, first time up for Castro, he walked and was stranded at second base. 3-8, he's going to strike out. So third strikeout for Estes, and there's nothing going on. We go to the bottom of the third, no score here in Oakland. Bottom third of the order for the A's will be Noda, Hernandez, and Allen due up for Oakland. Against Mr. Ryan. Noda on the replay is hitting 100. He's 1 for 10. That hit was a double. No homers and 1 run driven in. 2-7, and that is a ground ball to second. Handled easily by Farmer. 1 away, and here's Darryl Hernandez. Hernandez is hitting .333. He's 1 for 3. This is the second start of the season. He's 1 for 3. No homers, no runs batted in. 3-8, and that's a ground ball to short. Handled by Correa. 2 down for Nick Allen, the shortstop. Nick Allen on the replay is hitting 154. He's 2 out of 13. No homers and no runs batted in. 2-12, and that's a ground ball to third to end the inning. So Joe Ryan, perfect through 3. Taking care of business, but not getting any run support. Twins try to hold on to first place. They are 4-1, and Oakland is 3-2. Here's Trevor Larnach. Minnesota is tied with the Dodgers for first place at 4-1. A bunch of other teams at 3-2. Trevor Larnach, left fielder, 2 up. 4-6, left-handed, fly ball to center field. Blade will put it away, 1 away. And pitchers seem to be ruling the day, at least early on, or ruling the night as it is. And that'll bring up Carlos Correa. Grounded to first base. 4-7, and that is a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Carlos Correa. And here's Carlos Santana. So back-to-back Carloses for the Twins. 3-10, and that is a ground ball to second. Easy play for Hernandez, and Estes doing very well in his first start of the season, tossing 4 shutout innings at the Twins. For the A's, top of the order, Butler, Blade, and Langeliers. 4-10, left-handed. Ground ball to second. Easy play for Farmer. 1 down. Here is Blade. 1-5, and that's a base on balls. First base runner for Oakland is Blade. He has no threat to run. And that'll bring up the catcher, Langoliers, with 1 out. First havoc roll for Ryan. Nothing happening. Langoliers 4-3. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Joe Ryan. And it brings up Brent Rooker, cleanup man. That's a 4-7, and that's another strikeout for Ryan. That will be strikeout number 6. And that's going to do it for the A's. We go to the 5th. And this will be the fatigue inning for Estes. He has a 5 there, so keep an eye on that. It'll be Kepler, Jeffers, and Miranda due up for the Twins. 6-12, and Estes, that is his injury chance, so it's possible he will be injured, but will resolve to play first. Fly ball right field X, that's Butler. He's a 3-E6. 3-18, he'll get to that E6 and the 12. I don't think that'll be a problem, but you never know. Up the air is a 14, 17, and 18, not a 12. So it's good play out there in right field. But now we got to deal with the possible injury on Jeffers. And I believe, when we look at the chart, I believe it's a 1-6 that he can stay in the game. So over here on the injury chart for pitchers, 1-6, he's okay. Anything above 6, he will miss some time. That's a 3. He's going to stay in the game. So Estes is okay. He will continue. Does not have to leave. And that'll bring up Ryan Jeffers. 6-9. And that's going to be against a right-hander, a ground ball to short. 2 down. For Jose Miranda. 4-6, right-handed, is a fly to center. So Estes keeps his full endurance as he gave up nothing. So he will be back for the 6th. Oops, and Ryan is out. His fatigue is next inning, the 6th. So we'll see what he can do. It'll be Andujar, Toro, and Noda for Oakland. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, no score. 1-9 for Andujar. That's a ground ball to short plus an injury. So it's a possibility that Andujar, his first game back, or second game back, actually. Well, no, it's his first game back because he was there originally. Then he got sent to the minors, and he came back with the injury to Brown, but now he may be injured. So we look at the batter injuries. It's 1-4. He will have to leave the game. That's a 14, which is a 4 right here. 4. So we're doing everything by a third. So basically, he's just going to miss. He will miss this game, and he will be able to come back the next game. So he will miss this game, but the A's will need a new left fielder, and they're going to go to Tyler Nevin. So Tyler Nevin will take over for the injured Andujar. So Nevin goes into left field in the 6th inning. Tyler Nevin. So Abraham Toro is your batter. Hello, Dr. D. Dr. D, at some point, I will try to explain that the stolen base thing you were asking about. I'm not trying to ignore your comment. It's not something I can answer in a comment. I kind of have to do it on a video or while I'm doing stream. So I may do it tomorrow morning during that 87 game tomorrow morning. So look out for that. All right, here's Abraham Toro. 5'11", switch hitter batting left. That is a ballpark blast. Toro with weak power, so it won't be a home run. It's a 1-2, but it's going to miss anyway. It's going to be a fly ball to right field. And that's going to be caught by Kepler for out number 2. Here is Ryan Noda. 1-3 for Noda. He's going to fly it to right, and that's going to end the inning. So 5 innings in the books, and neither team can break through. We go to the 6th. Still no score. Estes has full endurance. He gave up nothing during his point of weakness inning, so he's good to go. Kyle Farmer is out. It'd be Farmer, Vasquez, and Castro due up for the Twins. Get a 4-6, and that's a fly to center. 1 away for Christian Vasquez. Now, Estes had a 5.01 ERA in real world, so he's definitely pitching out of his mind right now. Here's Vasquez. 6'4", ground ball shortstop X. That's Allen. He's a 1 E36. You know he's going to get to it with a 1, but the E36 is questionable. And with a 15, that's even more questionable. So E36 and a 15. E36, there's a 15 sitting right smack dab in the middle. It's a 1-base error on Nick Allen, E6. So Christian Vasquez will reach on the error, and that'll bring up Willie Castro. Castro is walked and struck out. 2-9. He's going to strike out again. 2 down. That is strikeout number 5 for Estes. Brings up Trevor Larnach. Hello there, Amware. Good to see you. Hello, RJL. Larnach. 1-7, and all these hits in column 1, and he found the ground ball to second. If he could have got a little lower, he had some serious damage, but as it was, he just grounds to second, and Estes makes it through 6 innings. I think, to be realistic, that's going to be it for Estes. That's his first start of the season, so we're going to cap him at 6 innings, despite him pitching a shutout. He's going to give up 1. He's pitched on 1 hitter. The only hit he allowed was Kepler. He walked 1. That was the first batter of the game. He walked Castro, and he struck out 5. Pretty good debut, if you ask me, for Joey Estes. Here comes Joe Ryan. This is his fatigue inning number 6. He'll be facing Hernandez, Allen, and Butler for Oakland. Hernandez grounded to short his first time up. Get a 2-8, and that's a strikeout plus injury. We just had an injury. Why are you crying? Why are you crying, Tab? You don't need the crying, Tab. No time to be fussy. Oh, my goodness. I think I'm actually back. Not that anybody's here to see it, but I'm back. Oh, well, we made it back. I don't remember what the last thing. And then Tabby is making all kinds of noise. But we are back. Yeah, like I said, I don't remember what the last thing you guys saw was, but basically Joe Ryan struck out the side. In the meantime, Hernandez injured himself on the strikeout, and Schumann will now go in and play second base. Tabby's just making all this noise. I can't get anything done with her making all this noise. She's got to do something. She's got to get quiet here so we can play this game. Finish this game, I should say. All right. So new pitcher is needed for Oakland. And that was what I was getting ready to do before all heck broke loose, I think. So, due up for the Twins, it'll be Correa, Santana, and Kepler. And what I was getting ready to do was go to the Strat computer and see who needed the most rest. That was what happened when Comcast decided to throw me a monkey wrench. And now we've got to go and bring up the Strat computer so I can see who on the bullpen for the A's is available and who might need rest. In the previous game, nobody pitched more than 1 inning, so that's not a problem. But if somebody's already pitched 3 games, I don't want to keep using them over and over and over. So I would like to see what they've got here. All right, a Surge has gone 2 innings. Ferguson has only gone 1, so they may go to Ferguson. That could be an option. Let's see about Ferguson. Is he there? Oh, I'm sorry. He's on the minor league, so I can't use him. Let's see. Adams has pitched 3 innings and Minutes has pitched 2. Most of the guys have seemed like they pitched 2 innings already. So I guess we're going to have to pick somebody that's pitched 2 innings. So let's see, we got righty, switch, and lefty. So it really doesn't matter which way we go there. They will go to they're going to go to, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this guy's name, but Lucas Versage, I guess is his name, maybe. Versage. I'm just guessing here at this point. And Versage is a -2 hold. So to go with Langoliers, that's again a -4. And for Versage on the replay, he is 1-0, no saves. He's pitched 2 games. He pitched 2 innings, given up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. So he's done very well for himself in the replay. And he will be facing Carlos Correa, top of the 7th, no score from Oakland on this reboot after Xfinity kicked me out. 5-6, and that's a fly ball to left field. And the new left fielder, Nevin, makes the catch because Andujar just got hurt in the 5th inning. So Nevin didn't take long for him to get a fly ball coming his way. Here's Carlos Santana. 5-7, switch hitter batting left is a strikeout. So we're Sedge picking up where Estes left off. And now here's Max Kepler. Kepler 1 for 2 for the Twins. It's a 5-5, and that is a strikeout. So Versage pitched beautifully, and he will come back and pitch the 8th. He was perfect in the 7th, so they're going to let him pitch the 8th as well. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. I'm not going to do any 7th inning stretch breaks because we just had that big long break due to technical difficulties, as they say. So bottom of the 7th we go. Thank you for those that came back. Bottom of the 7th, it'll be Blade, Langoliers, and Rooker. Still no score. Joe Ryan had nothing against his point of weakness, so he's back for the 7th. That's a 1-7 for Blade, and that's a ground ball to second. Like I said, all those hits in column 1, and he found the 1-7, which is a ground ball to second base, and that's 1 away. That'll bring up Shea Langoliers. That's a 5-10. Right-handed, that's a ballpark single check. It's a 1-8, and that's a 13. So that fails. That will be a fly ball to left field for out number 2. And that'll bring up Brent Rooker, designated hitter. 2-5 for Rooker. Struck him out. Strikeout number 10 for Ryan. And he will come back and pitch the 8th. As we got no score going into the 8th inning. I think this is the longest game I've ever had with no score. Versage back out will face Jeffers, and it looks like on my screen that the cards are slightly falling off the edge because I'm running out of room. So I'll move the dice tray over as far as I possibly can. And if it gets to be a 6 or a 3 column, I will bring the card over so you can see it clearly, hopefully. Here's Ryan Jeffers. 1-3, and that's a fly ball to right field. Butler is there, 1 down. Here's Miranda. 5-6, and that's a fly to left. 2 down for Kyle Farmer. This will be the final inning for Sedge. 2 innings is the maximum to let him pitch. He's a relief pitcher. 1-11 for Farmer. He grounds it to first base C. It's a 3-1 put out. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, still no score. That's going to do it for Sedge. He's going to go 2 innings. Give up nothing, strike out 2. We are into the 7th and 8th innings. That means pinch hitting is allowed if we can find somebody on the bench that's worthy of it. But really, Schumann's already entered the game. Nevin's already entered the game because of injuries purposes. Now, Buxton for Minnesota certainly is there and available, so we'll see what he does. This is Tyler Nevin's first at bat since coming in for the injured Andujar. See what he can do against Joe Ryan. That's a 2-5, and he's going to strike out. That's strikeout number 11 for Joe Ryan. And that comes Abraham Toro. 5-11, switch hitter batting left. That is a ballpark blast, but that's an 18, and you need a 2. So that's going to be a fly ball to right field. 2 down for Ryan Noda. 4-3, and that's a ground ball third base X. We are looking at Miranda. He's a 4E14. That's iffy. 4-17, though. He will get to that with a 4-17. 4-17 is a G1. That's a 14, and he is an E14. So 14 and a 14. But there's an error right there. E5 on Miranda. 14 and 14 would be a one-base error. So Miranda boots it. Noda will reach, and Max Schumann will make his first plate appearance since coming in for Hernandez, the injured Hernandez. So Schumann will get a chance to bat. Nothing on the Haddock roll. Ryan to Schumann. 6-2, and that's a ballpark single check. It's a 1-8, but that's a 16, so he's going to line it to short. And that's going to do it for the A's. So Ryan pitches around the error. And we go to the 9th. The A's will need a new pitcher. Ryan may come back out for the 9th. We'll have to wait and see. Don't really like to overextend him, but let's see what happens. Oakland's closer, Mason Miller, is going to come out. I mean, you're not in a safe situation anymore, so you might as well use the best you have. So Mason Miller will come in to pitch. +2, minus that's a 0. And picking up a bat is Byron Buxton. He will pinch hit for Castro in the top of the 9th, and he will stay in the game to play center field. So Castro's day is done. Buxton will be the pinch hitter after Vasquez hits. So it's going to be Vasquez, Buxton, and Larnach due up for the Twins against Mason Miller. See what he can do. Vasquez. 2-7, and he's going to ground to second. That's 1 away. And now the pinch hitter, Byron Buxton. See if he can spark something for the Twins. 6-5. And that's a strikeout from Mason Miller. So 2 away for Trevor Larnach. There's a 1-4 for Larnach, a ballpark single check. It's 1-5, but that's an 11. So he will fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Chance for the A's to win it in the bottom of the 9th. They just push a run across. They will have Allen, Butler, and Blade, the scheduled hitters. We'll have to see if they want to use any pinch hitters, whoever they have left. A couple guys injured, so they do have J.D. Davis, and they do have Kyle McCann on the bench. And they do have Asturi Ruiz, but none of those guys can play shortstop. And I don't think there's anybody in the lineup currently that can play shortstop. Well, Schumann can, but they need somebody to play second base, and I don't think they have anybody to play second base either. So I think they're kind of in a rock and a hard place. So they're going to have to let Nick Allen hit. They have no choice. They don't have anybody else to put in the game. So Nick Allen will lead things off against Joe Ryan. Minnesota bullpen is loosening, and we'll see who they have. Griffin Jacks pitched yesterday or the previous game. So let's see who they want to have warming up now. The A's have some lefties coming up. So they have Caleb Thielbar loosening in their bullpen. Does Minnesota. In case Ryan needs help. So here's Nick Allen starting the bottom of the 9th. That is a 2-8, and that's a ground ball. 2-8 is a ground ball to second. And it's one away for Lawrence Butler. 1-5 for Butler. He's going to strike out. That is strikeout number 12 for Joe Ryan. And Blade is up to bat, center fielder. That is a 5-9. Oh, that's trouble. In home run 1 to an 11th. That's a 12. It'll be a triple. So it will not be a walk-off home run, but it will be a triple. And there goes the no-hitter. Ryan took a no-hitter into the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. And with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, a 5-9 comes up with a 12 for a triple. So at least he didn't lose the game on a walk-off home run, which would have been tragic. But the 12 will break up the no-hitter with a triple from Blade. And now you got to see if they're going to go with what they're going to go with. But they got a right-hander coming up. So, boy, you'd hate to take Ryan out of the game and let a reliever lose the game for him. So I think we're going to have Ryan go ahead and try to finish out the inning and try to send this thing to extras. Shea Langoliers, your batter. 6-5, and that is a ground ball shortstop X. So it's going to be Correa. He's a 1E10, but if he makes an error, the game is over. 1, we know he gets to it. It's the error that we're worried about. It's an E10. E10, the errors are 16, 17, 18, and 3. So as long as he doesn't do any of those 3, he's okay. That's a 4. Boy, talk about close with that. He barely misses an error. He will make the play, and we're going to extra innings shutout baseball. Joe Ryan, 9 innings, 1 hit. And let's see what else. He struck out 12. Easily the best performance I've ever had for a Strat starting pitcher. Walked 1, gave up nothing. So Joe Ryan, good job, dude. But you didn't get a win. I mean, how you like that? You pitch a 1-hitter and you don't get a win. You get a no decision. So he stays 0-1 on the season. And I'm not sure that would have counted as a no-hitter anyway because the game continuing. The game's not over. It would have been a asterisk on that no-hitter because the game would still be continuing. All right, so Miller is going to come back out, and he's going to be – we're going to move the guys over here so you can start seeing the 10th inning. He's going to be facing Correa, Santana, and Kepler. Top of the 10th, no score. Kind of bummed about the no-hitter, but that's just the way it works out. 5-6, and that's a strikeout for Mason Miller. 1 down. Here's Carlos Santana. 4-4. Switch hitter batting left-handed. That's catcher X. Catcher in this case is Langoliers. He's a 4E1. 4 and a 13. See what comes of that. A 4 and a 13 for a catcher is a foul out as long as there's no error. That's a 12, and he is an E1. So definitely no error there. It's a foul out to Langoliers. Out number 2 for Max Kepler. 4-9, and that's a base on balls. A 2-out walk to Kepler. He's no threat to run, though. And that will send up. Ryan Jeffers, designated hitter. 1, chance of a wild pitch is a 1 to 7. That's a 15, no wild pitch. Hello, Kenyon. 5-6, and that's another strikeout. That's going to be it for Miller. He's going to go 2 innings, give up nothing, striking out 3. Did walk 1. So we played 9.5 innings, and we have no runs and 2 total hits in the game. So if you wanted pitching, this is your game. That's all I can tell you. All right, coming in for the Twins, they need a new pitcher after Joe Ryan went 9 and got away with a no decision. Coming up, it's going to be Rooker, and then Nevin and Toro. righty switch. So they're not going to use Teal-Bar. They're going to go to a right-hander out of the bullpen. And the right-hander will be Jorge Alcala. He will come on. Hello, Bill. Yeah, for those that missed it when I came back, Joe Ryan had a no-hitter through 8 2/3, and with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th of a tie game, J.J. Bleday tripled off of the Joe Ryan card. Joe Ryan rolled a 5-9 against a left-hander. 1-11 would have been a walk-off home run. 12-20 was a triple. I rolled a 12 on the D20, so broke up the no-hitter, but the next batter made an out. So we're into the 10th inning. Each team has exactly 1 hit to their credit and lots of zeros. So Alcala is a +5. Vasquez a 0, so he's a +5. And, of course, there's been 2 injuries. Andujar got injured, and Nevin took his place. Hernandez is injured, and Schumann took his place. So Brent Rooker, the designated hitter, will lead off for the A's. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Yeah, I had, Bill, I had Xfinity issues apparently. I had to close it down and bring it back up. All right, here is Alcala to Rooker, 3-7. That's another strikeout. Will anybody get a hit and score a run? That's the question. Here's Tyler Nevin, 6-4, and that's a pop out. Always good hits in column 6, but he found a pop out to short on the number 4. So 2 down for Toro, and Toro makes an out. Will go to the 11th. 3-4, and he does. Ground ball to second. 1-2-3 inning for Alcala. Will take us to the 11th, and the A's will need a new pitcher. Estes went 6, Sedge went 2, and Miller went 2. Alcala will pitch again because he didn't give up anything in his point of weakness inning, so he's good. The A's will go to Danny Jimenez, a right-hander out of their bullpen. Danny Jimenez. He is a -1 hold, so it makes it a -3 when you combine with Langoliers. He'll be facing Miranda, Farmer, and Vasquez, due up for the Twins. And if anybody gets on, Buxton, who hit for Castro, is in the leadoff spot now. So it will be Jose Miranda. 2-3 from Miranda, and that's a pop out to second plus another possible injury. We get our 3rd injury of the game, and they would need a new player for Miranda at third base. So we'll see if Miranda can hang. He needs a 1-4 to stay in the game. That's an 18. That's going to be an extended injury for Miranda, at least as extended as it gets here in the Demolition League. So we'll go to see what 18 provides on the injury front. 18 is 10 games. 10 games. Let me see how many at-bats he had. 4, 19. So max game is 10. So, I mean, max is 15, but this is 10. But we're cutting everything down by a third because it's a third of a season. So Miranda's going to miss the next 3 games. He's going to miss the entire next 3-game series. So Miranda is injured 3 games. He will miss the entire series, whoever they're playing, and the Twins will have to make a move to the minors to bring someone up to take his place. And right now, we'll have to bring in somebody in the bottom of the 11th, play third base. So let's see who they have to play third base. They don't have anybody. They've got outfielders. So we'll have to move somebody from the infield, infield or outfield to the infield, I guess. Or maybe we have somebody playing out of position, because I don't see anybody else that can play third base. Oh, what we can do. Boy, this is going to be a pain in the ass. We can move Vasquez from catcher to third base, but that's going to lose your DH because Jeffers is your backup catcher. So that could be a problem. Castro is the guy that does everything, but we took him out to pinch hit for him with Buxton. So that's what hurt on that process. The 3 guys on the bench are outfielders. So nobody there. So I'm not sure how I want to play this. Unless I want to put somebody out of position and give them the highest defensive rating they can have. That's tough. All right, I'm going to have to move Vasquez to third base. That's all I can do. We're going to move Vasquez to third base in the 11th. And we're going to have Jeffers take over as the catcher. And I got to figure out if Strat-O-Matic computer will let me make this change or not. I might have to jerry rig something to get it to work. But we'll see. That's what happens when you do injuries. So Vasquez will now, in the bottom of the inning, go to third base. And Jeffers will leave the DH slot and go to the catcher. So that means the pitcher spot is in Miranda's number 7 spot. So the pitcher will have to hit in that position if it gets back around again to that batting order. But right now, Jimenez will be facing Farmer and Vasquez, next 2 hitters. Farmer and Vasquez. So I'm kind of hoping this game ends this inning so I don't have to do this. Well, actually, I'm going to have to because the A's get a chance to bat regardless. All right, here's Farmer, 6'10". Let's check Jimenez and see if that's an injury chance for him. That's why it's a demolition league, folks, because it can be something else. All right, Oakland, Jimenez is in the extra pitchers, I mean. So Jimenez is a 5. So as a 5, I think that's 6'8", but I could be wrong. Let's check out what a 5 is. 5 is 6'8". Yes, okay, that's a 6, so he's fine. 6'8" is his injury. So we can play the 6'10", and it's a ground ball to short. 2 down. This has to be this. I'm sure this is it, Kenyon. I've never had a shutout go extra innings like this, particularly when you've only had 1 hit apiece per team. Each team has only had 1 hit through 10 innings. So this is either extracurricular, extra bona fide pitching, or the hitters are a bunch of crap. You can make your pick. All right, here's Christian Vasquez. 3-8, and that's a single to left field. That'll be the 2nd hit of the game for the Twins. 2-out single for Vasquez. He's no threat to run. Here's Byron Buxton. Jimenez to Buxton. We get a 1-8, and that is a strikeout of Buxton. We go to the bottom of the 11th, no score. And again, some shenanigans with the fielding. We're going to have to move Vasquez from catcher to third and move Jeffers from the designated hitter spot to the catcher spot. And no more DH for the Twins. All right, it'll be Ryan Noda, Hernandez, and Allen due up for the Oakland A's. Actually, not Hernandez. It'll be Hernandez got hurt, so it's actually Schumann. Noda, Schumann, and Allen. Noda, Schumann, and Allen. No, we're not doing ghost runners. Actually, no, we should. You know what? We're supposed to be doing ghost runners. My bad. That tells you what I'm thinking. We're supposed to be doing ghost runners. They will start in the next inning. How about that? Can't start now because I didn't give the Twins a ghost runner. I should have done ghost runners. I meant to do ghost runners, and I forgot. Thank you for reminding me of that. So it will be starting the 12th. We will use ghost runners. That's a 2-7 for Noda, and he's going to ground it to second. Maybe the A's will walk it off, and I won't have to. Here's Schumann, but I highly doubt that. 3-6, that's a pop out to short. 2 down, and here's Nick Allen. 5-4, right-handed. That's a catcher X, and that's the new catcher Jeffers. So let me get his defensive rating. He's a 4.8, but nobody's on base, so it's not going to be a pass ball or anything. 4 and a 10. Should be like a foul out or something. Let's see here. 4 and a 10 is a pop-up. That's a 10, and he is an E8, and there's no 10 there. So it's just a pop-up to end the inning. And we go to the 12th, and there will be a ghost run. There will be ghost runners. Nick Allen will be the ghost runner for the A's in the bottom half because he made the last out. And for the Twins, Byron Buxton is their ghost runner because he made the last out. So Byron Buxton, good speed at second base, runs at a 17, so that could come into play. Trevor Larnach is your batter here in the top of the 12th. Uh, 6-7 against Jimenez is a walk. So that's going to put runners at first and second. So I'm going to put, I don't know how to put this on. How do you score the ghost run on the score sheet is my question. How do I denote on the score sheet? What's the best way to denote on the score sheet that Buxton is the ghost runner? Is there nomenclature for the ghost runner in baseball annals? Do you put GR up here and start him at second base, or how do we do that? I'm just going to make something up. I'm going to put GR and start him at second base. So Larnach walks. That way I know there's runners on first and second. I don't know if there's an official way to do it. So there we go. First and second, nobody out. Carlos Correa would normally be a great time to bunt and put two runners in scoring position, but all these guys have D bunt ratings. And I don't think Correa wants to bunt anyway. So Correa will swing away. 6-9 for Jimenez. 6-8 was his injury chance, so he's okay there. But that's not okay. That's an in-home run for Danny Jimenez, an in-home run. And, of course, Correa has normal power, and that is gone. A three-run home run off the bat of Carlos Correa as he takes Jimenez deep. Look at it again. 6-9 is an in-home run chance, and he is normal power. Twins lead it now 3-0, and they warm up in the bullpen, do the Twins. Their closer, well, may not even need their closer because he pitched yesterday, and you probably don't want to pitch him 2 days in a row. Now that you got a 3-run lead, they will probably go to somebody else. Let's see. Yeah, because Alcala's gone 2 innings. That's all for him. So looks like they will go to Cole Sands. He had 4 saves in real world. So Cole Sands will come in and pitch the bottom half of the inning. Alcala's day is done. Carlos Santana, the batter. Still nobody out, by the way. Four 9. Switch hitter batting left, and that's an in-home run chance, and that's gone. Back-to-back jacks. That's going to be it for Jimenez. Back-to-back jacks. All of a sudden, balls are flying out of the park, and that's going to do it for Mr. Jimenez. He had a rough outing there. Had a good first inning that he pitched, but this next inning was brutal. He goes 1+ innings. He's going to give up 4 runs. I don't know. I guess you count this one as unearned, the ghost runner. Is that an unearned run against him? I guess I'm assuming that's counted as unearned. I'm assuming. I'm going to guess because he didn't put him there. The rules put him there. So 3 runs earned, 4 total and 3 runs earned. He gave up 3 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. And now the A's will need somebody just to stop the bleeding and get out of this mess. With Kepler coming up, they will go to T.J. McFarland out of the bullpen just to try to finish this thing up. And, of course, Joe Ryan's like, where was this offense when I was pitching my no-hitter? And why didn't you show then? But can't cry over spilt milk on that one. So here's Kepler. Lefty on lefty, 5-9, ground ball to second. And that's out number 1. That will send up Jeffers. And remember, the pitcher is on deck, so we're going to have to pinch hit for the pitcher, Alcala. And the Twins will find somebody off the bench to pinch hit for him. Jeffers, 4-4. Ground ball third base, X. And that is, third baseman is Toro. He's a 4 E17. 4 with an E17. 4 and 19, he'll get to it. E17 and the 7 at third base. There is no 7, so it's a good play. 2 down. And that takes us to a pinch hitter. And they will go to a right-hander, and Margot will pinch hit. So Margot. Pinch hitting in the 11th. Manuel Margot, right-hander, against McFarland. 5-12, and that's a fly ball to right to end the inning. So McFarland pitches a 1-2-3 when he comes in. But the damage was done. An Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning for Minnesota, as they are about to go 5-1 and get sole possession of first place in this Demolition League. Cole Sands is the new pitcher. He was 9-1, 3.28 ERA, and 4 saves in real world. So Sands will come on. Akala, he pitched 2 innings and gave up nothing with a strikeout. So again, the A's have only shown 1 hit through 11 innings. And they're going to be bringing up the top of the order, Butler, Leday, and Langoliers, the scheduled hitters for the A's, but they trail it 4-0. Only hit of the game for the A's, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Leday triple broke up the no-hitter by Joe Ryan. 112, that's a low max. Oh, Nick Allen, by the way, is the ghost runner at second base. That's a 112, and that's a low max. And look at that, the runner on second just got erased. The runner on second just got erased. Low max, and he just erased him. A double play. 4 unassisted double play on the low max. That's the kind of night it's been for the A's right there. 112, a low max takes the ghost runner off second base and doubles him off. And just like that, why am I pulling who, Dr. D? Alcala, his fatigue is 1 inning. So if I let him go 2, that's being very generous. So plus he's not really a closer. He has no saves. I want to bring in somebody to get him a save. Oh, it's not really a save situation because they're up by 4. So here's Leday, 3-2, and he's going to draw a walk. That will keep the game going for 1 more batter for Shea Langoliers. Fans trying to keep the shutout intact. That is a 4-7, and that's a strikeout, and that will be your ball game. So the Twins take 2 out of 3 here in Oakland and improve to 5-1, move a half a game ahead of the Dodgers, although the Dodgers will be playing Miami. So it's a good chance the Dodgers will also go to 5-1. Oakland drops to 3-3. So Sands, 1 inning pitched, a walk and nothing else. So for Oakland, no runs and a hit. Let's see, there was an error here on the third baseman for Minnesota. Don't think there was any errors for Oakland. And total of 4 hits for Minnesota. So losing pitcher is Jimenez. Winning pitcher is Alcala. There is no save because it was a 4-0 game. So it's a shame that Xfinity kind of messed me up there. I think it was right around the 6th inning, right when Ryan struck out the side and Hernandez got injured. I think that's when it went out. So we come back. He keeps his no-hitter intact until the bottom of the 9th, and then the triple. So you tell me, RJL, if he had not given up this hit and you take him out and the game continues into the 10th inning, is it a no-hitter? He throws 9 innings of no-hit ball, but the game continues. So to me, it's not really a no-hitter, even though it's a 9-inning with no hit. It's not technically a no-hitter. Or do you put an asterisk by it? I don't know. But since the triple came up, I don't have to worry about it. I still haven't had a no-hitter yet. So I was hoping for one, but as the game went along, but the Twins could never score a run, so it didn't make a difference anyway. So, but at least I'm kind of glad they got the hit because I would have felt bad taking him out. But you can't let him go more than 9 innings. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I probably let him go too long as it was for modern baseball, but that was old school in me. I couldn't take him out when he had a no-hitter. But anyway, there you go. 3-run home run from Carlos Correa. And so I would give Carlos Correa the player of the game, but I got to give Ryan the player of the game. 9 innings pitched, 1 hit, a walk, and 12 strikeouts. It's not his fault the team didn't score many runs. But that, to me, that's one of the best pitching lines I've ever had. So Joe Ryan is your player of the game. Unfortunately, he does not get the win. He gets a no decision. So wild one here in Oakland. We had a wild game this morning in Kansas City between the Red Sox and the Royals, and now we had a wild one here. So it doesn't matter if I'm playing 1987 or if I'm playing 2024. The interesting thing is when I go to put this in the Strat-O-Matic computer, is it going to let me – I still have to figure out a way to get the DH to go into the field and put the pitcher in the lineup. The Strat computer, last time I tried to do it, I couldn't do it. I may have to look at – maybe I'll look at some of the rules or something, or go into the Strat computer. Maybe there's a frequently asked question thing or something to see if I can – there's got to be a way to do it. I know there's got to be a way to do it. So I'll figure out something to make it work one way or the other. All right, so appreciate you guys sticking with me through the Xfinity debacle. Hope you enjoyed this presentation of Strat-O-Matic Demolition League, despite the lack of offense. But if you love pitching, you were in the right spot. Of course, I don't know if it was good pitching or poor hitting or a combination thereof, but Carlos Correa took care of all of it. 3-run home run in the bottom of the 12th. And that pretty much Katie barred the door right there. Never know. They might have scored a run here if I had had the ghost runner in the 11th. The single by Vasquez, I don't remember off the top of my head if it was 1-star, 2-star, or I had the option to move up. I don't remember. But that possibly could have scored. But it was Jeffers running. He's an 11, so he may not have scored anyway. He would have been the ghost runner because he made the last out in the 10th. So who knows how that would have worked out. But either way you go. So, yeah, I got to figure out how to score it. Maybe I'll Google it or look on YouTube and see if somebody has scored a modern game with the ghost runner and see exactly what there's got to be a baseball there's got to be a norm or I don't know what the word is for it, but there's got to be a standard that you're supposed to use. One thing I can think of is put a GR at second base in the diamond of the ghost runner. I don't know how else you would denote that. They may have some special way to do it. I don't know. But we'll have to figure that out. So anyway, we'll figure it out at some point. It was midlife. It was, but it would have been a no-hitter anyway because the game continued into the 12th inning. So even if he had gotten that out there and had no hits, it would not have been a no-hitter because the game didn't end. So that's just the way it was. But then we got to the 12th, and Carlos Correa, 3-run home run. And then Carlos Santana, just for good measure, hit one right behind him. And poor Danny Jimenez was the brunt of all of that. So total again, 4 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for Minnesota. No runs, 1 hit, no error for Oakland. Minnesota now 5-1. Oakland drops to 3-3. So that's going to do it for tonight. Next game in the Demolition League. Probably I'm thinking it's going to be the Yankees in San Diego. That'll be tomorrow night. Yankees in San Diego. If you'd rather watch Dallas get crushed by Philadelphia Eagles, be my guest. I'm not going to bother with that. I don't deal with the NFL very much. I may look at it occasionally, but it's not like I used to be where I would rearrange my schedule to watch it. But so now college football, different story. NFL, not so much. I have never midlife. I have 2 things I'm waiting to roll is a no-hitter and a cycle in Strat-O-Matic. I had a no-hitter in History Maker, but not in Strat-O-Matic. This is the closest I've ever come to get 8 2/3 of a no-hit ball It wasn't a perfect game because he walked a runner here and there was an error here. So it wasn't perfect, but it was a no-hitter. And that's usually I've never made it past about the 6th inning. So I was very excited to get that far. But knowing in the back of my mind, even if he got it, it wouldn't be legit because the game was still going on. So part of me wanted to not have him get the no-hitter so I wouldn't have to have that little asterisk there or whatever, or, to wonder what could be. So I guess my homework assignment now is to maybe look online or look on YouTube or somewhere and see if I can find a score sheet where they score this ghost runner and see if there's a proper nomenclature or best practices or something that you're supposed to do on the score sheet to denote that, or whether they leave it up to the scorekeeper to just do it any way you can think of. I don't know. Cool, good deal, midlife. Certainly never had a perfecto. My no hitter in History Maker was not a perfecto; it was just a no hitter by Ferguson Jenkins, 1967, for the Cubs against the Giants. Beat Juan Marichal. I think it was like 1-0 or 2-0, something like that. But History Maker, it was a lot. It was a live stream at the time, so it was done on YouTube live. So I do have record of it, but this is the closest I've ever come to a Strat-O-Matic no-hitter or any other no-hitter for any other game, whether it be inside pitch, payoff pitch, replay baseball, whatever. This is the closest I have ever come to reaching that. And maybe one day it'll happen. You never know. But at least I know when Ryan gave up the hit, it was off his own card. It wasn't off the batter card. It was off Ryan's card. So with his own card, it wasn't like the 50-50 cost him a no-hitter because this result came off his own card. And actually, the Twins are very lucky if you missed it. The split on the card was a 5-9. And the D20 split was a 1-11 home run, 12-20 triple, and the D20 was a 12. So had the D20, here it is right here, 5-9 is what he rolled. In home run 1-11, triple 12-20. The D20 was a 12. Had the D20 been in a 1 through an 11, that would have been a walk-off home run to end the game. And he would have lost not only the no-hitter, but the game. So that would have been even more tragic, I guess. So, but like you say, that's baseball. Anything can happen. And guys that are supposed to win don't win all the times. And people that are supposed to lose don't lose all the time. So you never know. All right, so that's going to do it from here. Tomorrow morning will be the next game in the 1987 replay. It'll be Toronto at California. Jimmy Key going for win number 9. He's 8-0 on the replays, going for win number 9 against the California Angels. And some schlub named Jack Lazorko will start for the Angels. And then tomorrow night, roughly around 9:15-ish, somewhere in there, we'll be back to the Demolition League. We'll be at Petco Park in San Diego. It'll be the Yankees and the Padres, the rubber game of that 3-game series. And again, I have to remember Miranda is injured for the next series for the Twins, so we'll have to bring up somebody from the minor leagues to take his spot. Don't know who that'll be yet, but we'll figure it out somehow or another. They will have to go to the minors and try to figure out who they might pull. Got some candidates, but not sure. Could be Brooks Lee. He's a candidate. Could be Edward Julian. He's another candidate, but Julian doesn't play third base. So I really want somebody that plays third base, at least can play third base. So I'm thinking Brooks Lee will be the guy that will take over for the Twins, and while they put Miranda on the injured list. So that's going to do it from here. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road. Happy.